Support for this podcast comes from the law firm of Davis Malm. Whether you're a developer, property owner, manager, or commercial tenant, their real estate attorneys know the lay of the land, not just the law. Learn more at davismalm.com.
WBUR Podcasts, Boston.
I'm Daryl C. Murphy, and you're listening to The Common. November 7th is Municipal Election Day in Boston, and City Council is on the ballot. For the rest of this week, we'll be checking in with candidates in 3 City Council races in districts where residents are guaranteed to see a change in leadership. Those are districts 6, 5, and 3. We wanted to get an idea of who these candidates are and their top priorities as Election Day gets closer. And we're starting off with District 6, which is primarily made up of Jamaica Plain, West Roxbury, and a small portion of Roslindale. Incumbent City Councilor for District 6, Kendra Lara, was eliminated from the race during preliminary elections. It was one of 2 historic upsets in a city where incumbents often maintain power. And now, candidates Ben Weber and William King are facing off to represent the district. We met up with the candidates in a location of their choosing and gave them 6 questions to answer in 6 minutes. We start with Ben Weber. So first, I want to say thank you so much for coming through to the Common and talking with us. We really appreciate it. So to start us off, can you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ben Weber, running for Boston City Council in District 6. I've been a workers' rights attorney for 18 years, and my wife, Zan, and I have lived in JP 15 years. We've raised our 2 kids here.
Got it. And tell us, where are we?
We're at my favorite place in Boston, Jamaica Pond. It's a beautiful place. It's a place to exercise, and it's a place where the community comes together, like we're going to do this weekend for the JP Lantern Festival.
And why should the people of District 6 elect you to represent them on Boston City Council?
Yeah. Well, I've been fighting for workers' rights for 18 years. I know how to advocate for people who need a voice. My wife and I have also lived here 15 years and raised 2 kids here, so we know what parents go through in dealing with the Boston public school system. We know what it's like to deal with public transportation here and high housing costs. And I'm also been involved in the community with the JP Neighborhood Council, and I'm on the board of JPU Soccer. And so I care about the community, and I want to put the skills that I've gained as an attorney for 18 years to work for, my fellow friends and neighbors here in District 6.
If elected, what will be your top priority heading in to the council?
My top priority is to have a city council that works, that's leading by example, and that is seen across the country as one of the best city councils that we have, that's helping our mayor get through progressive policies that are helping our city's residents, and to work on a school system that is just hasn't been improving, and that I think there's lots of room to have a school system that, again, people in Boston can be proud of, and that is lifting up families all across the city.
Understood. Now, District 6 is majority West Roxbury and Jamaica Plain. And these are 2 neighborhoods with different politics and different needs. How would you go about balancing that in a city council that can often be pretty polarized?
Well, so at campaigning for the last several months in District 6, I've seen there's actually more common ground between Jamaica Plain and West Roxbury than people would think. People in both neighborhoods, they want a school system that works for everyone here in Boston. They want the trains to run on time. They want to have roads that aren't filled with potholes. And they want a city councilor who's going to listen to them and advocate for them in City Hall. So I have been doing that professionally for 18 years. And so, while I think there's a lot of different viewpoints in the district, I will represent all of them and make them, it's my job to make them feel like they're heard. And, I think I can do that.
Understood. Now, this question here is a very important question. I hope you studied. In 30 seconds or less, describe the perfect Saturday in District 6.
Well, perfect Saturday is, breakfast with the family, going to one of our amazing parks, whether it's Jamaica Pond, the Arboretum, it could be Millennium Park, seeing your kids play soccer, and just getting to enjoy the beauty that we have here in District 6 on the Emerald Necklace and the parks in West Roxbury. And maybe toward the end of the day, taking the dogs out for a walk, and be able to, sit down with the family for dinner, watch a movie. That would be perfect for me.
Understood. Well, Ben, thank you so much for coming through to the Common and talking with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
That was Boston City Council candidate for District 6, Ben Weber. We'll be back in District 6 after a quick break.
Politics has never been stranger or more online, which is why the politics team at Wired is making a new show, Wired Politics Lab. It's all about how to navigate the endless stream of news and information and what to look out for. Each week on the show, we'll dig into far-right platforms, AI chatbots, influencer campaigns, and so much more. Wired Politics Lab launches Thursday, April 11th. Follow the show wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back, and taking you from Jamaica Plain to the other side of District 6, West Roxbury, to meet up with City Council candidate William King. To get us started, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm William King, candidate for District 6 City Council, which encompasses, all of West Roxbury, Jamaica Plain, and a slim little bit of Roslindale. Yeah.
And tell us, where have you brought us today? Where are we today?
Today we're at Billings Field. So even though I did not originally grow up in West Roxbury, I went to the Patrick Linden School, which is across the street here. And all my friends were in West Roxbury, and we'd always come down to Billings Field, play some baseball, go to the basketball courts, and just fond memories of my childhood here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so why should people of District 6 elect you to represent them on the Boston City Council?
Look, I think it's important to have, representation rooted in experience. I'm a lifelong Boston resident. I'm a Boston Public School graduate from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. I've experienced a lot of the things that affect our residents. I come from a family that faced financial struggles, living paycheck to paycheck. My mom was disabled and she wasn't able to work. My dad worked multiple minimum wage jobs just to provide. I attended Boston Public Schools. I've seen the overcrowded classrooms and know the effects that takes on students. But I've also seen the good in it. I've seen what the benefits of smaller classroom sizes, and all the great teachers that we have. So also, the violence that faces us in some of our communities. I grew up witnessing people getting shot in front of my house when I lived in, Dorchester, Mattapan. And, in the trauma, that comes with all that. I had a sister who died from substance abuse issues when I was 15 years old. So I understand a lot of the struggles that our residents are facing because I faced them myself. And, I want to bring that lived experience to City Hall and advocate on behalf of our people.
Understood. Now, if elected, what will be your top priorities heading into council?
Yeah, so I think that we need to restore the focus to where it should be, the residents who have elected us to serve. So constituent services, is at the forefront of everything that I'm going to do, making sure that folks have a counselor who's active and present in all areas of the district, picking up the phone when they call and when they need a pothole fixed or a street light replaced. It's the little things that really matter. Some people say, oh, potholes, they're not sexy. So, but your tire hit one of those, you're going to be out $300 or $400. So it's the little things that really matter. And then just making sure that we are being inclusive to everybody, making sure that we're not pricing out our hardworking individuals and families, making sure we're working to stabilize rent across the city because, rental prices are out of control. Making sure that we can expand on our home ownership program to bridge the wealth gap and start to see some of that generational wealth. And then work on our schools, making sure that we have quality education no matter what school a kid goes to, and get more vocational trade programs into schools because at the end of the day, college is great, but for some folks, it's not an option for them just because of price and stuff like that.
Understood. Now, the majority of District 6 is between two neighborhoods, West Roxbury and Jamaica Plain. Each of these neighborhoods have different politics and priorities. How will you balance that in a city council that can often be polarized?
Yeah, I think it's, bringing true leadership, being someone who knows how to build bridges. I think that we often look at what makes us different because that's the easy part, rather than trying to dig deep and find what similarities that we have. And I think that the two neighborhoods have a lot more in common than they do differences. And both neighborhoods, they want to make sure that there's affordable housing, that people can stay in the city and afford rent or afford to own a home. They want to make sure that their kids are growing up and going to good school systems. And I think that we just need to get to the root of why we're in office in the first place, and that's to help people. And I think that everyone can get what they want.
Real quick, describe a perfect Saturday in District 6.
Waking up, going for a walk with my wife and dog Brandy at Millennium Park, and then afternoon heading to JP for some ice cream at JP Licks.
Well, William King, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us here at The Common.
Thank you.
Truly, truly appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
That was Boston City Council candidate for District 6, William King. Municipal elections take place in Boston on November 7th, and the deadline to register to vote in these elections is this Saturday, October 28th at 5 p.m. You can check your voter registration status and register at sec.state.ma.us. We will put that link in our show notes. And that's it for our show today. Thank you so much for listening to The Common. Tomorrow, we'll take you to District 5 for interviews with City Council candidates Enrique Pepin and Jose Ruiz. For now, I'm Daryl C. Murphy, and I'll talk to you soon.